Good afternoon, Trailblazer fans. Welcome once again inside the MCLA TV studio. I'm your host, Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Polari, on the eve of the women's basketball season, getting ready to tip off next Tuesday. Joined here this afternoon by women's basketball coach Loren Stock. Loren, how are you today?
Great, how are you?
Very well. Kind of been a whirlwind tour here for you. Feels like you just started yesterday. I'm sure that feels that way for you.
Yes.
Coming on just the beginning of October, what have things been like for you, just trying to get acclimated to the atmosphere and the women on the program and practice starting?
It has been a whirlwind, a positive one. But yeah, I mean, it feels like I just got on campus yesterday and kind of been just hitting the ground running. Putting in a new offense, a new break, a little bit of a new culture with the team. It's definitely been a learning experience, but everything has been positive. The MCLA family has been great, very, very helpful. So it's been great so far.
Anytime you have a shift, whether it's a head coach, roster turnover, one of the things you would look at, a veteran team coming back, you have a lot of returning student athletes. How has that helped in the transitional phase? It's
been tremendous. All of my seniors, and a few of my juniors have kind of been taking the lead, making me feel comfortable, listening to where I want to take the program and just leading by example. So having that leadership on the court and off the court has been awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been thinking about this moment from the first day you walked into the office back in October, but opening night, Tuesday at Cobleskill. What are some of the feelings that you'll have that night as you start your head coaching career?
There'll definitely be butterflies, good butterflies though. It's always good to be a little bit nervous, but just ready to go. A lot of positive energy in the locker room, a lot of preparation, making sure that they're prepared, but just hit the ground running. I want to start with a good opener and then continue throughout the season.
Yeah, and we've already hit on this very briefly, but you return your top 6 scorers from a year ago.
Yes.
Great problem to have, a great thing to have. 8 players who saw at least double-digit minutes from last year. What are your expectations for this team going forward, 2016-17?
Expectations right now, just to be a solid team, competitive throughout the league, definitely in the MASCAC, but just staying strong and kind of building throughout the season. I do have high expectations, but right now we're taking it day by day.
Yeah, and MCLA field reporter Jack Dawson had an opportunity to catch up with the Trailblazers at practice earlier this week. Let's check in with Jack and his report.
The MCLA women's basketball season is about to be underway. Last year, the team finished with a 14-13 record, ending their season with a MASCAC semifinal loss to Westfield State. With very little changes in the roster, the one big change that stands out is new head coach Loren Stock. Stock was hired in September to lead the Trailblazers. However, Stock, being new to the program, is surrounded by experienced players. One in particular who has been huge for the Trailblazers her whole career is Kayla Hoteling. Kayla comes into this year looking to set the example for the underclassmen and improve on last year, as this will be her final year in a Trailblazer uniform.
I mean, again, just looking to build off of last year, take kind of what we already know, take the experience that comes with having so many returners, and just really build off of last year.
With a bunch of familiar faces returning this year, it certainly plays into Stock's favor for experience, as there are only 2 freshmen on the team, Erica Ryan and Kyla Langston, which the two will look to fill in very important roles as the season progresses and opens up next week on the road against SUNY Cobleskill. The Trailblazers will look to go farther than they did last year, and with the help of their new coach, leadership of the seniors, and support of their great fans at MCLA, it will certainly be a fun season to watch.
Thank you, Jack, for that report. And as you just saw, Coach, a lot of your players in action there at practice. Let's dive into the roster a little bit. I'm going to assume that everything starts and ends with Kayla Hoteling coming in with an outside chance to reach the 1,000-point career mark. She's the team's leading scorer and rebounder. She's an all-MASCAC selection. She's a captain.
Yep.
Go. What are the expectations out of Kayla?
Absolutely. Kayla's been great. I do expect her to lead by example. Definitely kind of setting the example for my younger post players to get in there and get after it. As you can see, every time she's in there, she's got a presence. I want her to continue throughout the rest of the season and kind of help with the younger generations.
Yeah, another senior, another prolific scorer, somebody that has the ability to get to the basket, create some matchup issues, and she's led the team in steals the last couple of years. Courtney McLaughlin, what are your expectations out of Courtney?
Yes, big expectations. I've asked her to learn a few spots that she's not necessarily comfortable with, which I think is great. it'll be great for the team to learn from her, but I also look to her to be almost a floor presence, calming out there. She definitely leads by example, is very boisterous out there, which I want her to continue on through the rest of the year.
And another perk of having a senior-laden crew coming in, and if you could point to one position you'd like to have a veteran point guard, we have that in four-year starter, Captain Ashley Clausen coming back. What are your hopes and expectations of Ashley this season?
Same exact thing, big expectations. She's our floor general. Kind of everything starts through her. She is definitely somebody that always leads by example, which is great. And I've asked her to take some of the younger girls that are looking to step in to be that point guard, to just take them under their wing and learn from her, because she's got a lot to offer.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit of information on the roster. Let's take a look at the schedule. As we've already mentioned, the slate will open with a matchup with Cobleskill next Tuesday, followed by 5 straight at home in the Amsler Campus Center, highlighted by the home season opener with Dean next Thursday night. What are your thoughts on the non-league schedule heading into the end of the first semester?
I think that's everyone kind of thinks about, practicing, kind of prepping for the conference play. Honestly, being our first season, I want the chemistry to grow. I did put in a new offense, kind of seeing where that's going to take. Starting off, home games are great. I want to be confident playing on our home floor. It's we get to practice on it. I expect us to come out big every single time. But again, just to learn from every single game and get better and better.
And one of the highlights certainly is a little bit of unusual. We have a trip to Daytona Beach coming up in mid to late December. Talk a little bit about that trip. I'm sure not only with a pair of games, but also some team building and team bonding going on a trip like that.
I was lucky enough to kind of have that fall on my lap. I think it's important for the student athletes to experience that. Like you said, it's not just games. There's a lot of team bonding memories that you can build from that. So I'm excited, looking forward to it. But it's definitely been a whirlwind kind of being thrown into that. But everybody's excited. We're fundraising and we're ready to go to Florida.
And one of the cool things about the MASCAC, we're one of the leagues that still has a split schedule. What I mean by that, a lot of your non-league games are played first semester. The league schedule doesn't kick off until after the new year. Yeah. Give us a sneak peek into January 4th. That's the MASCAC opener against Worcester State, and what we hope to accomplish between now and that opener.
Continuing to grow. I just want to see progress. That's what I want to see. Definitely when it comes to second semester, it's all about business and making sure that we've got the W in that column, but it takes growth to get there. So I'm hoping the first semester sets us up, so once it comes January 4th, we're ready to go and we don't look back. Yeah.
And give us one last snapshot. What are we hoping to see year-long out of the Trailblazers 2016-17 in hopes of a late February run in the MASCAC?
I just want to build a culture. I want them to understand that, it's about empowering these student athletes to succeed and succeed as a unit. And I hope to bring that to this program and see where we go with it.
Awesome. Coach, I wish you the best of luck starting next Tuesday and the rest of your career. And for fans, everything MCLA Athletics, please log on and join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, or athletics.mcla.edu. I'm your host, Jeff Polari. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.